Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of the Student Spotlight. We have a really special guest on the show today, Michele Correa. Oh, she's an amazing woman coming all the way out of the BC market. She's actually a loving mother of 3 daughters and the wife of an amazing husband. And she's going to be sharing her story about how she was actually able to replace her income all within 1 year. And how her journey is now consisting of creating that legacy for her kids, as well as how she's able to contribute to even more charities to help more and more people out. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Welcome everyone to Spotlight Session, episode number 2. And we have a really special guest, of course, Michele Correa. Did I pronounce that correct? I did, okay. Thank you so much for being here today, and just wanted to actually take a moment to ask you to share a little bit about yourself, when you got started, maybe a little bit about your background, and a little bit about your family.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, Kyle. And hi, everyone. My name is Michele Correa. I am a mom. I am a wife, and I am a mother of fur babies also. I've been married for 28 years this summer. I have 3 adult daughters, very, very lovely girls, and 2 very big, giant puppies. One's 5 months old and one's 10 months old. I started investing last year when I joined Trust Your Talent, and have and thoroughly enjoyed all the investing I have done. My background is actually as an accountant. I trained as an accountant in school, so I love numbers, love spreadsheets, and love all the analysis of that. Very, very nice. And then I also have 37 years business background. I worked in our family business for 37 years, which was a photography business. We printed pictures and did school and sports photography and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell.
That's very cool. So you had a photography background, not many years though. That's crazy. I know who I'm calling next time I need photography.
If you have a photo related question, I can most likely answer it or find you the answer.
That's good to know. Good to know. And a question I have too is, because I know I always like to ask this question too, about like, why is financial independence and even investing or enrolling with TYT so important to you?
So it's important to me because I think the time freedom I think is even more important than the financial freedom, but the financial freedom brings the time freedom. So I was fortunate enough that I worked for a family business, so I was able to be a kind of stay-at-home mom who also worked full-time, because I was able to work my hours around my kids. So I picked them up from school every day. I went to every soccer practice, baseball practice, karate practice, dance recital, drove on every school trip and everything like that. So I was able to be there for my kids, which I wouldn't have been if I had taken the accounting direction and worked in a big firm downtown. I would have had someone else raise my kids. So that was really important to me. So as I go further in life, because I did work, in the family business, it was a retail business and absolutely loved working with my parents and my siblings. But there was no pension plan when it's, more of a retail type business. So we're coming up to retirement. So I thought, I would like to earn some more money for retirement and have the time freedom too, and be able to show my daughters how to have that time freedom when they decide to start their family, so that they can either choose to go to work or choose to work from home and that kind of thing. So it was important to get the right education for me because I like to do things correctly. I'm kind of a bit of a type A personality. So I like to make sure things are done right. So I didn't want to jump out there and just kind of invest on my own because it is a lot of money that you're working with. And I wanted to make sure, I don't have a long time frame to make tons of mistakes. So I wanted to learn from others and learn how to do it correctly. So I joined Trust Your Talent.
I love that. And absolutely about collapsing time frames and really at the end of the day having someone there to work with you on a deal, so you're making sure your numbers are right and the deals are getting done.
It makes it so much less scary because it's scary, when you're analyzing a deal and you think it looks good and you're like, did I miss something? Did I not? And it's so nice having a mentor there that you can, that you trust, that you can say, hey, did I do this right? Did I miss something? And it makes it way less scary for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do love that you're even making it a legacy for your kids there, just setting that example. And you said it was 3 daughters?
3, yes. 25, man. 23, and 19.
Your husband. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why we have 2 boy dogs.
Ah, there you go. Got to even it out inside the house.
That's right. Get some testosterone in the house.
That's awesome. And what were the breeds? Sorry, I didn't
So
catch that one.
we call him the house horse. So he is 110 pounds and he's only 10 months old, and he is super, super long. He's as tall as we are. He is a Newfoundland Old English Sheepdog Poodle cross. So he's very, very unique, and people think he's a bear when we're walking him out in the neighborhood. And then we have a Bernese Mountain Dog, the 5-month-old. So very, very big dogs.
Very fluffy. I like it.
Very fluffy, lots of hair. But the older one, he doesn't shed because he's got the poodle in him, so that's nice. So just one sheds.
Okay. I love that. We just in the household we just got a golden retriever doodle, so that's awesome.
Yes.
They're very cute. So
yes, adorable.
I'm curious, what even, like, I know you entered into enrolling with Trust Your Talent and that. I guess what was your big reason? Like, why join Trust Your Talent and why invest in real estate, really?
So I have actually kind of a cool story. Tim, the founder of Trust Your Talent, one of the founders, Tim and Ray, I was Tim's homestay mom 22 years ago. So he came to Canada to learn English, and he arrived on our doorstep in grade 11 to stay with us for 6 months to learn English, and he never left. He stayed with us for years, and to this day still calls us auntie and uncle, and basically is my daughter's big brother, because he was, quite a bit older than them when they came. They were very young. And we've just always kept in touch, and I've watched him be very successful with real estate investing for the last, 10, 12 years, whatever he's been doing it. He's, gone all over the world teaching and has been very successful and has set up a life that he can live on his own terms and help lots of people, which really, really speaks to me. So he's been talking to me about it for probably the last 8-10 years, just kind of off and on when I would see him. And I was really interested in it, but again, that kind of type A personality, I was so busy with my girls. They were in everything, and I was constantly I lived in my car, basically driving them everywhere. My husband traveled a lot for work. So I was just so busy that I knew I didn't have time to focus on it and learn how to do it properly. But it was always kind of in the back of my mind. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad many years ago, and that really kind of tweaked that. And so I was retiring from my job last year, and I thought, now would be a good time to start the real estate. And so I called up Tim, and he had started Trust Your Talent, and so I thought it was easy to take the leap of faith, and because I trust him implicitly. So, and I knew that what he's doing is amazing, and that I would really learn lots. So, and I have learned so much, and I think even more than the learning, the community I just love, like the Trust Your Talent community. Everybody is so friendly and helpful and supportive and sharing of ideas and just encouraging each other, and it's just like it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I love the community, just the energy of being even in even our chat. Like right now, the more up and just being a part of the community just has that energy behind it. And I'm definitely gonna pick your brain off camera about a little bit more about Tim. Just don't tell him.
I got lots of stories about Tim.
Sounds good. And, no, I love that. Even though, or even having Tim in the family, and that's amazing. I knew a little bit, but I don't know. I didn't know the full story.
Yeah, but, I still call him an amazing kid. He's not a kid. He's an adult man. But it's been really fun to watch his journey and the growth that he's had and just how many people's lives he affects. Like so many times, I'll be talking with a fellow Trust Your Talent student, and just the stories, it brings tears to my eyes, because he's touched a lot of people's lives, and I know that's important to him, and he's done a great job of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Tim's mentored me even, so like I wouldn't be where I am today without him. So well done is the words to say. So, but that's amazing. You're able to do that, and even the why behind it. I know you got the legacy going on, being able to have that freedom, because not having that pension plan that's there, and just really taking responsibility for yourself. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can't rely. Our generation, I'm kind of just below the baby boomers, right? So. Our generation, we can't rely on the government to take care of us, and it's not fair to rely on the government either to take care of you. So I'm always someone that takes responsibility for my actions, and I think people should. So my husband makes a really good income and has a good retirement plan, but I knew that we wanted to travel a lot. We love to travel. I want to be able to bring the kids and their family and the grandkids with us, and go to Disney, go to Hawaii, go to Europe, and then we have really big helping hearts. Like we do a fair amount of charity work, and I'd like to do that on a much bigger scale. So it was kind of time freedom, retirement, leaving a legacy for the kids, and then also helping others. So it's a win-win everywhere.
Absolutely. I gotta ask, where's the first place you're gonna go?
Oh, we were actually talking about that today, and we can't decide between Hawaii and Disneyland.
Okay.
Yeah. Also kind of thinking if it's just me and my husband, maybe one of those huts in Tahiti, where you walk out and the water's right there, right out of your room. That looks pretty nice too.
Tahiti, is that like Bora Bora? Like I remember seeing pictures of that where it's above the water. Is it similar area, or am I totally off?
Well, I don't actually know where it is, to tell you the truth. I just know it's warm and tropical, and there's turquoise water and nice little huts and fancy drinks, and there you go.
Got it. Fair enough. And I love that though. So Disneyland, the happiest place in the world.
We love Disneyland. We were actually supposed to go just before COVID hit. We had a trip planned last March, and then it kind of got canceled. So hopefully next year we'll be able to go.
Got it. Tim keeps recommending I go have a look at it, so it's on my bucket list as well.
Oh, you have to go. I mean, even as an adult, you walk in and you can't help but smile. It is the happiest place on earth. So.
Got it. I got to check it out. And I'm kind of curious because you mentioned about charity events. What type of charity events are you with?
Well, we do a lot. I like to be behind the scenes. I don't like to, kind of be out in front of the charity. So we have sponsored kids through Chalice in South America, Africa, India. We actually have one. We started when he was in grade 2, I believe, and he just graduated from university as a pharmacist. So it was really cool to watch his journey because we write letters and send pictures, and we actually connected on email. So it was really nice to see the growth in him. And he was the first one in his family to ever go to university, and then now he's a pharmacist, so he can really help his community. So and we've watched a lot of the kids grow over the years. So that's a really special one, just to give people that kind of hand up, so that they can make a difference in the lives of their communities and their own lives. And then the cancer research is a big one for me. Terry Fox, I grew up in his hometown, and so he's always been a very big hero to me, and I think he was an amazing, amazing man. And so we support that one. And then my husband also is a very big supporter through work and personally of Kids Help Phone. And we've had some people that we know who have had kids that have needed the help and didn't get it. And so that's a really big one for us to help the kids. And I know through COVID, the number of calls have increased. I can't remember the number, but it's a huge exponential growth in the number of calls that they've been receiving, right? So those are kind of the big main ones that we do. We also do Covenant House, which is for runaway youth in Vancouver. And so it gives them a place to go that's safe, so they're not on the street, and then get the skills and the support that they need to be successful in life also. And so those are the kind of the main ones. And then one of my kind of bucket list goals for that type of thing is to have a home of some sort. Not sure yet how that's going to happen, but I know God will put something in my path that will help me figure it out. But I want to create a community, a home of for a woman that finds herself with an unexpected pregnancy and no support to go with that, but wants to keep her baby or give it up for adoption. I want to be able to help that community and help them. It takes a village to raise a child, right? So you have the supports and the education and just somewhere to live that they can raise their family successfully. So
got it. I love that. And why, if you don't mind, like, why those charities? Like, 'cause I'm kind of curious. If you're open to sharing.
If you can tell, we really family is very important to us, and we really like to help kids, right? And so with the sponsoring through Chalice, it helps kids, and it makes a difference in their life when they can go to school and they have a uniform and they have food, so that they can get that education, so that their life will be better. And same with Covenant House too. I mean, some of the stories that that you hear of these kids, the things they've survived. I mean, kids should not have to survive that. And it's pretty sad when you think that the street is a safer place to be than whatever your home situation was, right? So again, they really need that support to get through. And then my bucket list goal, I have someone who is very, very close to me, and she felt like she didn't have a choice. And so she had an abortion, and it affected her for the rest of her life. And she really struggled with the fact that she felt like she had no choice. And so I want to be able to give that choice. I get emotional. I want to give that choice so that people don't have to, think that that's the only option.
Right. And thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. And I'm noticing even a pattern for yourself with all the way back from with Tim to helping out each charity group. It's really amazing. So
I'm everybody's mom. I would chaperone school. So we did a couple of trips to New York, and everyone was calling me mom. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that vibe. Well, just that giving vibe. At least that's what I'm getting off here right now. Yeah. Like really, just some stories that Tim has shared, and just a little bit about growing up in that. So it's amazing.
I'm helping people. It drives my kids nuts sometimes. They'll have a problem, and sometimes they just want to kind of say it, but I'm already like thinking of solutions and trying to solve it. And, and they're like, Mom, I just want you to listen. That's all. I'm a good problem solver, which is really good in real estate because you need to be that. So
100%.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. And I think that's just part of being a mother is just let's go, and to be able to support them. So I love that. And I know at Trust Your Talent, we always have the formula, the SMP formula. And for those that don't know what that is, it stands for Strategy Market Property. There we go. Strategy Market Property. So I'm kind of curious if you could walk through a little bit about what your strategy is, what markets you're focusing on, and even the strategy or the property.
The property. My main strategy I've decided on, and there's so many. I had no idea there were so many ways to invest in real estate and so many strategies. I was kind of mind blown when I started, getting educated. But the main strategy that I've chosen is small multifamily units. And I'm kind of taking a sort of a long-term view of this. Having the immediate income is not as important as kind of building that equity and that legacy for, my kids and future generations and our retirement. So small family units, so up to so far I've only done up to 6, but I'd like to kind of work my way up to 20, 24 units. I don't want to have to be dealing with elevators and things like that. So not the big buildings yet. Who knows, maybe one day. But kind of having, I've done some duplex conversions and then some small multi-units, and just kind of having that long-term passive rental income coming in. So that's kind of the strategy, my main strategy. And I like to find ones that are needing of some work, shall we say?
Yeah.
We found some that really need some work, and then fix them up and make safe and comfortable places for the tenants to live in. Because sometimes some of the buildings are quite tired and need some major updating, shall we say, just to even get to safety levels, right? So I like to have safe places that people can live and, build their memories and make their photos and all that kind of stuff. And then also that way you can, refinance them and you kind of force that appreciation that then you can pull that money out and kind of reinvest it and repeat it. So it's this really nice kind of circle that you can do. So that's kind of my main strategy. And then the markets that I've been investing in so far are in Calgary, in Alberta, and in St. John, New Brunswick. So I live in Vancouver, which is, as we all know, a very, very expensive market. So pretty hard to cash flow here. You have to find the unicorn to be able to do that. One of the benefits of living in Vancouver is that my house has doubled in just the 11 years since we built it in price. So it gave us a lot of equity to use to invest with, which, again, before I got educated, I had no idea you could pull the equity out of your house and invest with that. And it's money that's just sitting there, so why not? But yeah, so I invest in St. John, New Brunswick, and in Calgary, looking at also Red Deer and Edmonton. And those are the markets. And then the properties, I've done some duplex conversions. So we made some legal basement suites. So put, proper egress windows in so they can get out if there's a fire, and all the, fire rating between them, the units, and fix them up, and actually just refinancing the first ones that I did. And so we'll be able to pull out most of the money that we invested in them and then repeat the cycle. And then also some fourplex and triplex and sixplex in St. John. And so we're in the process of renovating those right now and getting everything all fixed up and nice. And there's some really cool old heritage buildings there. And of course the prices are quite a bit less expensive than in Vancouver and Toronto and that kind of thing. So that's kind of my sort of brief, not very brief, but SMP.
No, I love that. And you're hitting the ground running quick, because even you said at the beginning, like, you got started investing in what, fall? You said? Yeah. I did my first classes in October and put my first offer in with a joint venture partner in October. So closed on the first property in November, and actually today just found out got approval so we can remove conditions on a triplex in St. John and another duplex in Calgary. So lots of fun. Wow. That's amazing. I love that. And Tim just came out to me. He was so proud of you, actually. He shared it with me. He actually was explaining that, I'm curious even to hear from you, that you were actually able to replace your income. Yeah, that was my 1 year goal, was to replace my income. And I've already done that, and it hasn't even been a year yet. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's lots of fun. So now I'm working on my 5-year goal. Maybe we'll finish that in 3 years. We'll see. Yeah, no kidding. That's amazing. Oh, wow. Bravo. And thank you. I'm kind of curious, because you said you had a 5-year goal. What's involved with the 5-year goal? So my 5-year goal is to give my husband the choice. He, like I said, he works very hard, is very successful at his job, and makes a really good income. But I'd like to give him the choice to either retire at 60 or continue to work. So, because he does love his job. So if he wants to continue working, excellent. And if he doesn't, then it gives him that option. So I have a fairly hefty goal there, and to retire nicely in 5 years. And then also be heading to Hawaii in 5 years to buy some kind of a property there that we can rent out, but also use ourselves. So. Okay. It doesn't have to cash flow, because I know it's expensive there. I just want to go to Hawaii. As long as it doesn't cost me too much every month. Very true. And hey, as long as it's got a spare bedroom, then I've been told a few spare bedrooms. Yeah, you wouldn't be twisting my arm very hard to come out there. I know. But no, that's gorgeous. I love that, being able to give your husband even a choice. Because if I remember right, you're more taking the helm, I guess, or the wheel on the real estate side. I am, because he's still working a lot. During COVID, he's actually been home a lot, which has been really nice. So he's a big supporter, and he's done some of the learning a little bit, and he's obviously my big supporter, and he signs all the documents that he needs to, and he's part of the corporations and stuff that we've set up. But right now it's me that has the time to do that, and the time freedom to be able to do that, right? So, but he definitely, he's very interested in it, and he's learned a lot. I remember the first property I showed him, he's like, that's kind of very ugly looking. I'm like, that's the look of money. I said, this is good. This is a good thing. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, no, this is good. That's true. He's learning too. Yeah. Oh man, I love that. And yeah, even for yourself to take the lead on that, and it's amazing. You have the support behind you, and you're rocking it. Like you're hitting the ground running. I love that. Thank you. It's fun. I don't do anything half-assed, so if I'm gonna do it, I do it right. If I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. So it's just kind of the way I am. No, I love that, and I especially mixing it with your accounting background, being organized, and just and it's been very helpful, because even though I didn't practice as an accountant, I have that financial background, so that's really helpful. And then just all the business and marketing and stuff that I've done throughout the years has been very helpful in the real estate. So there's so many different avenues, people, different careers they've had, and they all are helpful. Like my husband is in the insurance. He's an insurance broker, and he does a huge construction background too, also, right? So he's got a lot of that information that he can bring to the table, and people that are engineers and people. I mean, just every walk of life, kind of.
brings you some skills that you can use to invest in real estate. So
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. No,
and then you meet all these fun people too. Like, I mean, the people I've met across Canada, I cannot wait to be able to see everybody in person, because I've met everyone on Zoom. But I mean, I've just met such wonderful people across Canada, and it's really been a blessing. I really enjoy it.
Got it. And I'm kind of curious too, because I always like to ask this question, because I find for some viewers that watch it, they're like, oh my God, like how could you even do that? But some of the properties you said were on the East Coast there in St. John.
Country, yep.
Yeah. So my question is, have you seen any of those properties? Like, have you walked through the front door?
Nope. I plan on it one day, but I have seen it and through videos. My realtor, kind of walks through and shows me the property and that kind of stuff. But you have to build that power team, which of course, Trust Your Talent teaches you that you need. This is not a solo event. It's, you need a whole group of people, a whole power team behind you. And so through my joint venture partners that I had partnered with, and through, Trust Your Talent, everybody shares and, investing everywhere. So you quickly know who the good power team members are to work with. And you find the ones that fit for you, because, different personalities work well with some people and not with other people. And so, power team members not working out right for you, or doing what you need them to do for your business, then you can also find another one. But it's very important to have property managers and realtors and inspectors and contractors and all that kind of stuff that are your kind of boots on the ground out there. So yes, you don't have to invest in your backyard. So if you live in Vancouver and Toronto, you can still be an investor. And you just have to make sure that you have a really good solid power team behind you, and I'm developing that really well. So
I love that. And you're 100% on the money right there. Having that team in place, that system. And I know.
So important.
Oh, yeah. And I know a few investors even that you've worked with out of the community and that. And even they've been hitting the ground running and being able to be in that market to work with it. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's so good because I decided to be the money partner first, and so I joint ventured with people who were the managing partners, and it really helped me learn and kind of solidify the learning, the book learning that I had done, or computer learning that I had done, because I'm a type of person, I learn by doing, and so by taking action right away and jumping in and investing, and with the support of my mentor Tim, and then also with my joint venture partners, they were there to help me and show me what they were doing and teach me, and still are available for any questions that I have, and I mean, they're just amazing, and it really helped to understand it from a money partner side, so that I can help money partners going forward also, and because they if they don't have the education behind them, and just I learn by doing, and every single deal is different, and there's always some kind of issue or problem or something different that needs to be done. So that kind of thing you need to learn by doing it, and you need to take action. So, and again, that kind of perfectionist type in me, I knew if I didn't take action right away that it'd be 5 years from now and I'd still be analyzing spreadsheets. So I needed to jump in and do it. So
absolutely. And that's right on the money again. Taking that action, taking those steps and moving forward with it, that's exactly how you get those results to solidify the learnings. So
exactly, and it wasn't scary at all, because even though it probably maybe should have been, but because I knew I had the whole Trust Your Talent community behind me and the learning and stuff, that I knew what I was doing, and I'd been educated, and I'm not just out there collecting properties. I'm doing it the right way. It wasn't a scary thing to do.
No, I love that, and I'm stoked because I'm hearing from Tim, I'm going to say it, bragging a little bit about you. So in a great way though, just sharing the stories of how you've been hitting the ground running. It's been very inspirational. So that's amazing. Yeah.
And it's so fun. I could do this, I could get up in the morning and do it all day long. And I have to remember that I'm doing this for time freedom. So I need to do other things too, because I really do enjoy it. It's
true. It is a lot of fun. I love it. I do it every day. So I'm here. I'm right on the same money. Yeah, it's right on the same money. I love it.
Yeah. Well, and it's nice. You meet, in the community, you meet all these like-minded people that kind of have same goals and values and dreams and that kind of thing. So it's really nice to be around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even the Trust Your Talent networking events, I always love
Oh,
seeing the
love them.
students coming together and just the energy pumping everyone up and
Yeah.
everyone working together, networking. Yeah,
Yeah.
and sharing
even, like,
deals.
Yeah, like some years. I mean, you wouldn't know it now, but teenager, I was painfully shy, like so painfully shy. And working retail really helped because you had to, talk to people all day long, right?
Mhm.
And but networking was not something that would have been ever in my wheelhouse. And you can see sometimes kind of the shyer people, and it's it's so nice to see them blossom and kind of come out of their shell and talk to everybody and take those chances and make kind of the little one-on-one meetings to talk to people, and it's fun watching everyone's growth.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very rewarding and fulfilling. I will say on this side, it's I love it. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are all so thankful for all the mentors and coaches because you guys are all amazing and so supportive and helpful and stuff. And it's why we can do what we're doing, is because we have that support behind us.
awesome. And on behalf of the team, I appreciate the kind words, and thank you.
That's true.
But you taking the action is really, at the end of the day, what got the results. Having the education is super important, but you taking that action and investing in yourself like that's the most important part to do. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, because just kind of going to open it up. Do you have any last minute comments or anything like that you'd like to share?
What kind of things would I like to share? Well, if anybody is listening to this and watching this, take action, take a leap of faith, trust in yourself. It's just, I'm so happy that I took that chance and that I, enrolled in TYT and started the learning. It's been life-changing. Like, it just I can see that. I remember when I had to make the 5-year goal and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, that's a really big number. I don't know if that's possible. And, and I kind of went, oh, Tim, is that like possible? And he's like, oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, no, you can do that probably in 3 years. And I'm like, really? So it's just been fun. And it's just something that I think just take that leap of faith and do it, and partner with other people in the community, whether it's Trust Your Talent or another education that you're doing, and just figure out your why. I think is the big thing, and figuring out my why. Like, I kind of knew it in the back of my head, but really putting it down on paper makes it easy to do it. Even the days when kind of everything's not running smoothly, it still makes it easy to do it because you have that kind of big why there. So I don't know. Kind of at a loss for words. I'm just so excited about it all, right? So
No worries. That's perfect. And thank you so much for being on here, making the time to jump on this call. It was really a pleasure speaking with you, having you on the spotlight, and I'm really excited to see the results that you get here in the future. And we're gonna keep in touch about some behind the scenes stories of Tim. I'm gonna say
who shall not be named.
Yeah, absolutely. But
well,
again,
thank you for having me. It was really fun, and I'm looking forward to watching everyone's spotlights and learning even more about everybody else. So.
Absolutely. Awesome, Michelle. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you again.
Thanks.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
That wraps up episode number 2 of the Student Spotlight. Thank you so much for being here. If you did like Michelle's stories, please click the like button at the bottom. Share this with anyone you know of that can add some value to their lives. Click that notification bell. And of course, smash that subscribe button. I'm your host, Kyle Body, and Trust Your Talent's mission is to create financial independence, one person at a time. I look forward to seeing you in the future videos.